My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon, a farewell to arms. It's time to play with some conviction. Ooh, let's get that alternate uniform on, get that alternate starting gun as well. Pop the audio down a little bit on my side, and dive in. I want to see this alternate weapon. I wonder if I get an alternate skin for my sword off. No, I don't. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this kind of looks like a little bit of a laser blaster. Kind of like circa Space Quest. I dig it. There's something to it. I can just roll through these, by the way, so I should be considering doing that. Probably not going to want to open that until after the first boss. Reason being because I would very much like to force a weapon from the first boss, and opening any chest is what prevents you from forcing that weapon. It doesn't prevent a weapon from spawning. Whew, almost harmed myself there. It doesn't prevent a weapon from spawning, but it means that it is no longer guaranteed. Well, actually, I do have a non-basic weapon here, so I can use this to check for secret rooms. It should only take one shot per wall to really check there, but I'd rather be thorough. That'll do. Really? I couldn't just back up closer to the TNT? There we go. Aww. Well, I appreciate that the bulletkin shot it for me because I missed. Ooh, hello. What? I rolled... I rolled into that enemy and it still didn't die. Fine, I'll start using my gun for the gats again. Gosh. That's a lot of keys. If I can get enough money in order to buy all of them, I'm going to be in a good position. Probably go to the oubliette at that rate. All those extra keys, that's just extra items for me. Check for a secret room while I'm still completing this one. Entry from the top of the map means it can't be Bullet King. Alright. Yeah, it's exactly what I expected, to be honest. Alright, let's swap to a weapon with a tad more range. All I gotta do is get one of you down, and then I feel really comfortable. And that'll do. Bad roll on my part there, but at the very least I had the blank available for it. I've got another one, but I'd really desperately like not to have to use it. And there we go. Sweet. Trigga twins perfected. I'll take my demon head. All right. Not enthused to see it, but okay. Secret room. Sweet, let's bounce back to the main floor and see if there's table tech sight. So if I flip a table, I get, I think it's slow down time, right? Isn't it I slow down time and I get a laser? I could concern myself with trying to flip some tables just so that I can check it out, but I don't really flip tables as a mechanic. I just focus on dodging. To me, it's almost never correct to flip a table and hide behind it rather than just get out of the way of the bullet. That's just my playstyle, though. Yeah, it does slow time. Oh, it slows time and it triplicates my bullets. Okay. Well, that's got a little bit more utility to it then. Fine. Look, maybe it's time that I engage with some playstyles that aren't typically my own. So how about we do that? How about we actually flip some tables? Try and get some value out of a table flip. Can't remember the name of it. Table flip site, I think it was. Alright, I gotta put my offhand with the sword off because it just seems right for me. Ooh. Cursula. That's an early Cursula. We haven't got anything of ridiculously high value here. I would really have loved to see Spice or something similar. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking the Charmed Bow as far as I'm concerned. It's complete garbage. Both the Huntsman and the Elder Blank have 1 curse attached to them by base, so I can take the Elder Blank and then I will have 3.5 curse, 2.5 for buying something from Cursula, and 1 for holding the Elder Blank. The problem is they are competing currently against the ability to buy a bunch of keys. I've got really low quality chests on this floor though. Both are brown. That is the lowest tier chest. There's an extra key. So I could buy 2 keys here. Or I could buy the Elder Blank. It's a little bit of a difficult decision to make there. 2 pieces of junk at the very least, yeah. So what? Elder Blank is 32. 32 is 7 more than 25. So if I had literally 1 more casing, I would be able to take the Elder Blank and a key. But in this situation, it's 2 keys or the Elder Blank. Elder Blank is really good, though. Alright, we'll take the Elder Blank. Fine. We'll excommunicate some bullets. That also means I probably don't go down to the oubliette at this rate. That's fine. I should be comfy for the next floor. Sweet. Alright, Gungeon proper. Let's see what's kicking. Just 3 casings. You couldn't have given those to me last floor. Alright, hang on. Let's just murder you. Quickly flip this, roll out, and neat bullet barrage right there. Hey, what up? Good to see you, Spider. It does seem like the Spider should be classed as an elite enemy and drop more money, but it doesn't. Alright, hang on. It's very important that I perfect the killing of the enemy that was actually off screen there. It was a Iron Maiden. Reason for that being I didn't remember, and I wasn't particularly keen to check at the time whether or not I still had... Hang on. Gotta focus here for a second. Yeah, there we go. I didn't remember, and I wasn't keen to divert my eyes to check at the time whether or not I had an armor. And if I take red health damage to the Iron Maiden, then the Iron Maiden won't drop any money. And because it's an elite enemy, it drops a significant amount of money. Shotgun Cola is actually one of my favorite things. Just good speed up. There's also the Spring Heal Boots for 42. I would take both of them if I had the ability. I like the Spring Heal Boots. Means that you don't have to commit to your roll. You just... Whoa, almost. Yeah, it means you don't have to commit to your roll. You can just decide to roll in a different direction halfway through your first roll. Oh, you. That was awful. Okay, there's a gun muncher. Check adjacencies. Nothing doing. I mean, it's not unlikely I use that gun muncher this floor. Alright, let's go get the Shocker Cola, because I'm literally not going to be leaving that at all, so... Let's take that, get the speed up. And then I think I'll use the Demon Head in this fight. It had to be the Bombardier. We're in a much better position to be fighting the Bombardier because of our speed up, though, so... Also, having the Elder Blank there was incredible. Sweet. Yeah, I guess I just refill this. Do want to force my weapon this floor, so I'll hold off on picking up any extras. Give me the boss fight. Always fun to watch this happen. Environmental hazards, lovely. Especially with this speed up, I'm going to feel really confident against the Ammo Condor. Large amount of what frustrates people about the Ammo Condor fight is when the Ammo Condor speeds up. Yeah, a large amount of what annoys people about the Ammo Condor fight is when the Ammo Condor speeds up, and it can be really, really difficult to get out of its way. Excellent. I'm not letting the Ammo Gun to get any of these. Not while I draw breath. And that's an Ammo Condor down. Beautiful. Neat, perfect. And we pick up the Silencer. Yeah, not bad. It can be used as a room clear. I'm really glad that I finally picked up a room clear as well, because I'm going to need one for the next floor. Gotta remember to use my worst weapon to check for these secret rooms as well. So I've swapped off of the Silencer. We can go open our free chest at this point. Hell, I can actually afford the Spring Heel Boots. It looks like I must have gotten a gold casing after that boss. Ooh, great pickups. I actually really like the Winchester rifle as a room clear. So I'll probably use that for the rest of this floor. And an extra key. Always down for that. Always down to get free key. Sweet. Again, that should have been a flip and then using the Winchester for the kills easily there. It's not the Winchester. Whoops. Hang on. Let's pop that out of the way and then bully the spider. So I can throw this into our demon head and still... Oh, it is the Winchester. Oh, there's the Winchester rifle and then there's another Winchester in the game, I think, as well. Okay, so we get 2 green chests this floor. That can be pretty good. D-pad. Okay, so that's the ability to steal if I desperately want it. Excalibur. That's another point of curse. In fact, I think Excalibur might be 2 points of curse. Let me just check. Excalibur. Gungeon. There we go. It has some amount of curse. I thought it was 1. It's 2.5. Oh my god, that's a lot higher than I thought it was. That's not good. All right, so our curse currently is 6. Okay. Well, I'm a little intimidated, I'll admit, because we're 1 away from starting to run into jammed bosses. Ooh! Heart of Ice can turn up in the blue chest pool. I thought that was an A tier. Not that I'm complaining. Alright. Do I throw away Excalibur here? Literally just because I have a bunch of curse? I do want wall mimics to spawn, ideally. Take the spring heal boots as well. So, just cancel my roll with another roll in a different direction. Oh, I love doing that. Alright, let's bounce. Looks like I'm not going to go to any of the special floors. But I do want War Mimics and I do want Pedestal Mimics because both of those drop items. Alright, Excalibur is probably our most useful room clear here, so... Ooh, okay, throw that into the Demon Head and everything's back on A-OK full. Thank you, Cola, because the Colas are actually my marked enemy at this point as well. Uh-huh. What the hell was that? I am really glad I slowed down time, otherwise I was going to take damage there. Did you see the way those bullets curved for me? Well, turns out Temple Tech's sight has actually been much more useful than I ever really would have considered. That said, one thing I don't like about items that slow down time in this game is that you kind of get caught off guard when time speeds back up. Alright, fine. Bloody Eye actually do quite like that. What's the synergy with here? Hidden Tech Time. What? Bloody Eye. So Table Tech Sight has the synergy with Bloody Eye to become... I will eventually remember all of these. Flipping a table briefly stops time. Oh! Okay. Okay. Well, stopping time should make my previous complaint a little less potent. We also get more money drops from cursed enemies, so I'm not too sad to see them. Okay. Also, with the more curse you have, the more likely you are to have end of rune drops be ammo. I think it's like every single point of curse you have is 5% more likely that an end of rune drop will be ammo. But because it also lowers the likelihood of getting an end of rune drop, it balances out a little bit there. Great. Well, this is going to be another... sweet. Mimic? No. I'll take it. Mahogany. I actually kind of dig Mahogany. We saw the Huntsman earlier in this run. I do like the Mahogany Huntsman synergy. It's really simple. It's just a little bit of extra damage, but... You know. Sometimes simple is the name of the game. Sometimes you don't need to be, you know, giving everyone that watches your video a migraine. I'd like to say at this point that this series is going to be full of things like that. The blank effects, the kind of like crazy screen effects, the things that trigger photosensitivity. This is a blanket warning for the series. I I don't really know what to tell you. Unfortunately, I don't experience photosensitivities. Well, unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't experience it, but unfortunately, that means that I don't have the ability to say, hey, this is something that will be a problem for people with photosensitivity, and this is something that won't be. So I kind of just have to give a blanket warning. If that's something you suffer from, maybe consider not watching the series. I hate to say that, but your health comes first. Let's go back to the Excalibur. I also can't necessarily predict what series of items is going to start doing things like that to the screen. So, I'm afraid it's kind of caveat emptor. Just take care of yourselves. I'm sorry, but this game has many effects like that. And I've turned screen shake off before, but I can't really turn off. Damn it, that was really bad. Really would have liked to flip a table down. I can't really turn off the effects that happen to the screen from things like blanks and stuff like that. I don't have any control over that. Whoa, okay. Almost got me, bud. I'd really like to get silver bullets to pair with the fact that I have so many cursed enemies. Orp, M16, boxing glove. I'm actually not super into any of this. Alright, Chalk. Probably not going to take any of that. I do have the ability to steal from Chalk, but it's worth noting, I have 6 curse right now. If I get to 7 curse, I can start having jammed bosses, which is a problem. Okay, flipping tables is now the most cool thing that I can do. It doesn't even slow me down. Enemies that spawn while time is stopped, though, apparently can still move, so I should concern myself with that. Great. I'll take the sponge. It just cleans up everything below you, so you can't be harmed by fire because it cleans up the oil that is burning. You can't be harmed by electricity because it cleans up the water. You can't be harmed by poison because it cleans up the poison. It's pretty good. We don't have like great boss weaponry at this point. Probably just use the D-pad. I'm pretty happy at this point to exhaust all of the ammunition in this weapon. It'll spawn a chest, and I'm very unlikely to start stealing at this point. Because I'd really like not to start getting jammed bosses. Dodging these on the bottom wall has always been the easiest thing for me to do. So if you're having trouble with the Cannon Balrog, I would recommend that. I'm not doing the combos in this combat, because it'd be that. Hang on. Let me collect the chest before it dies. Thank you. And then I'm going to burn the enemy, and then I'm going to swap to a different gun. What a dynamic combat we're having. Okay. I haven't even used my Elder Blank in this combat yet. Got him. Whew. That weapon was buffed, wasn't it? The squiddly wow. Squiddly wow. The face melter. So put down the amp. And, yeah, I mean, doesn't look any different. I guess if I have like a static boss, like a dragon fight, then sure, it's probably going to be pretty useful there, but I don't know. In general, doesn't seem like it will be. Alright, let's check for a couple of obvious locations for secret rooms. I mean, I already checked the adjacencies out here, didn't I? Yeah. So we actually kind of have not great items by this point in the game, so life is getting a little tough. That's okay, though. We've pulled through worse. Maybe I drop the Excalibur and steal the AWP. Or the M16 underslung. M16 underslung would be pretty good for bosses. AWP would be pretty good for bosses. Probably gonna need a better weapon for a boss next floor. Like, at this rate, I'm killing it with Mahogany. It's not like they're particularly efficient boss killers, though. Fine, let's bounce. Look, if I'm gonna steal anything, I'm gonna need the D-pad, which I already just gave up. Just remembered that. Alright, we should be able to use the silence of this floor for pretty good room clears. Oh, God. Got through. Just gonna do that if you don't mind. And if you do mind, I'm still gonna. There we go. Oh, yeah. You're jammed over here. Well, to see. I'll take my key, though. Gotta remember that I do have a blank on the spacebar, and better off using it than not. Plus, it does regenerate, so it's not like I'm saving anything by not using it. Well, that's... Damn it. That's 25% damage up, but it's 2.5 curse. I'm almost entirely certain it's 2.5 curse. It's 1.5. It's 1.5 curse. Alright. Well, it's 1.5 curse. I'll take it right now, then. 25% damage up is pretty big when your weapons are as lackluster as mine. Right? Yeah, I have to start opening things before the... Oh, God, you... Big Boy is incredible, but the Elder Blank... Big Boy nukes the room for me, does a bunch of damage. That's really good in boss fights. It does trigger a blank effect, but it's not a blank effect. It's just an explosion that deals a lot of damage to the entire room. Takes a long time to recharge, though. So it's less useful defensively, more useful offensively. I'm a little worried about that, though. Less useful defensively, more useful offensively. Less useful defensively, more useful offensively. Is that something I'm interested in? I did just say that I wanted more offense, but I also just picked up 25% extra damage. And our defense is going to be pretty lacking. I need it. I used maybe the Elder Blank like 4 times over the course of this entire run, so it's now feeling like an awful waste on my part. Yeah, the The Excalibur and Face Melter are going in here. Excalibur will launder out 2.5 curse for me because I'm no longer holding it. Hedgebeam Rifle, great pickup. We don't have much accuracy. The Hedgebeam Rifle is going to be a little bit bad for that reason, but it's got the extra damage. It's not a bad gun. It's a pretty good room clear. It's kind of on par with Silencer, just a little less accurate. Significantly less accurate, but if I can pick up like a single accuracy item, we are absolutely in the clear. Ah, there you are. Just had to take a moment there to find the Displacer Beast. I think I've been hit twice this run total. Yo, time stopped. What do you think time stops means, game? What the? Well, it was a bad time to stop time. Okay, I was very, very close to dropping the big boy in this room, but gladly, our first target died just in time for me to feel comfortable not having to do that. Yeah, the inaccuracy of this gun is pretty potent. I'm having to get pretty up close and personal to get this done. Extra blank, though. That's going to be pretty good for the boss fight. Get ready to flip the next table. Got him. And blow this up directly next to you. Sweet. How about you'll just... There we go. Stand in a position where I can save a bunch of bullets by knocking you into a pit. Again, I will reiterate that the money that falls from enemies that are kicked into a pit just spawns atop your character. You do not lose that money. It is a very good thing to do. Okay, let's open rooms by throwing out a Molotov and then start using the silencer. After I fight this Mimic, of course. I mean, look, if you're going to be bugged as hell and just stand there, then be my guest. Be my guest, be my guest. Burn yourself and give me rest from the combat. I do not want to have to fight you here right now. Yeah, no, apparently you don't have to rhyme as long as you fit the syllabic structure. Alright. Bounce? Let's bounce. Heroin is incredible. That's our room clear and our boss clear problems solved in a single swing. Heroin is actually not a good boss clear weapon unless you're already pretty good at dodging the bosses, because if you get hit while Heroin is charging, it loses its charge and then you just don't fire its charged up shot. And if you're not firing the charged up shot, walked straight into an enemy there. If you're not firing the charged up shot, then you may as well just not be using Heroin. That's what I'm pretty sure all of my PDHB teachers were telling me when they said don't use Heroin. They were preparing me for this situation in particular. God, I hope they weren't talking about smack, because I'm on the stuff constantly. Should I get keys? I could buy 2 keys. We'll see by the end of the floor. If I'm still on only 1, then I think I'll get those keys. But if I'm not, then I think I won't. Savvy? Yeah, this is a room that it's pretty easy to look at and go, I should enter this room and immediately use Big Boy, but I know that there's very little space left on this map, so I don't want to use Big Boy here and then go into the boss fight. The boss fight is, say, the kill pillars, and I don't have the ability to use the Big Boy at the very start of the fight. That, my friends, is a tragedy. Alright, so we're entering from the side. Does that mean anything? Yeah, it means it's almost certainly Warmonger. Okay, so if it's Warmonger, do I do anything except for just swap weapon to the heroine? No, we just do that. Oh my god, it isn't. Okay, never mind. There's the blank effect I was talking about. I said blank effect. I don't mean blank effect. I was clarifying before as well, but... I also really like that I can't poison myself with the... fallout. I can't poison myself with the fallout from this anymore. Because of the sponge. Sponge was a good pickup in my mind. It isn't always, but between the Molotov and the Big Boy, it's really proven itself here. Hopefully we have a pedestal mimic here. We do! Hell yeah! That's an extra item for me. Okay, so we get Makarov and the bees. Not the bees! Not the... etc, etc. You know the quote. I probably don't want to go down to the secret floor, but I could probably just flog some of my worst items here. As long as I don't sell a master round, this should be fine, right? Okay, and then... I'm actually not going to drop the table tech, which I almost always would do in this position. Wild, right? Pretty crazy stuff, right? I love it! Me too, bud. Alright. Light the shop. Found nothing good. Take the mine cutter. Take one of the keys. And then it is time for us to bounce out of here. So we'll open rooms with a Molotov and then move to heroin. Molotov is just a gateway weapon here for us. If you're wondering, will the puns based on that topic ever stop? No. I'm addicted to them. All right, let's continue. Spring heel boots plus the speed up. I mean, the Forge Hammer had no chance there. Absolute Buckleys. What exactly do I want to get? The ammo in. Because I think it's probably heroin. Yeah, it's still heroin here. Sweet. Nothing else should really be able to compete against us at this point. I would really like to see what the forge holds in store for us. That is to say, the blacksmith. Now, because I've used a lot of heroin, I know that the breakpoints for this weapon include the ability to one-shot enemies this floor. That is the oil cubulons. You can one-shot, but you cannot one-shot the blood cubulons. So the gray cubulons you can one-shot, just not the red ones. I just forgot that I had the sponge. I could have easily just walked over that there. All right, everything should actually be completely topped off now. High Curse is working out for us in terms of maintaining our ammo pool. I'll say that much. So this is an oil cubulon. We can one-shot those. Find me a meat cubulon. Should also be reloading this weapon more commonly. All right. I'm actually not even going to try and fight the Gats here. Really? Oh, there we go. There we go. Apparently I have to be on screen for them to want it. In my mind, it was incredibly important to drop the big boy there. May have ended up saving us from taking some damage in this room. Oh, wow. I could actually go for the Dragon right now. Is there a reason not to do that? Sorry, is there a reason to do that rather than to not do that, right? Because it seems like that's just a not good idea. What about stopped time lets those bullets keep moving? I'm very curious. Also, the heroin just randomly fires while I do that. Like, it lets go of shots that I have not let go of. Wild. Having the synergy and some tables in a boss fight would be really good. That's a cubulon there. That was a meat cubulon. That said, I was firing 2 bullets at the same time, so of course it died. Oh. Well. What? Baby good skeleton. Sheleton. Grave lad. Alright. Show us what's up. This hellish servant was lost and hid in a chest. He's yours now. Formed from several dozen discarded shell casings, the Gundead familiar wields moderate power. That's a black chest familiar, and you're telling me it wields moderate power? Alright. Okay, it looks like it's firing the laser. So that's very reminiscent of what the actual Sheleton does. It's firing at no one right now, so, you know. That's also kind of reminiscent of what the actual Sheleton does. Well, there's scatter shot. Like, I guess I'll take the bullet. I'm not gonna go to the pass though. I might end up with enough money to take scatter shot there. Wow. With a double sweep over that target, the baby skeleton was still incapable of taking out a basic, unjammed bulletkin. That does not bode well for the damage that this thing does. Better have a pretty good fire rate. It does not. Alright. Actually didn't even see the bullet that hit me there. I thought I was still fine. Oh well. You live some, you learn some. That's how that quote goes, right? So when that enemy is attacking a flat plane, you want to roll into where the red bullet is hitting. It's the easiest way to make sure that it doesn't give you too much of the business. We'll be back to pick up that item later. Not a huge fan of these Ashen rounds, gotta admit. Please be a mimic. No, damn. Okay, do you have a key? You don't have a key on sale. Alright, well. Give me an infinite key item. Plunger. That's not gonna help us. I mean, I can keep myself immune to the effect of Plunger next floor, but wow, it actually only affects the walls. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Alright, what do I want to do here? Probably Beehive and Minecutter. Pretty happy to not have a jammed boss here. But I'm pretty certain I'm under the limit, actually, at the moment. Really? That was too late for one of those, apparently. I guess against bosses, Skeleton's like going to be a significant amount of damage over the course of the fight, but, you know, so is basically any familiar. Sweet. So basically where I'm currently standing is where I like to do most of my dodging in the dragon fight. Kind of in this bottom leftish place. If it's not the bottom left, it's definitely bottom left adjacent. With a speed up and the spring heal boots, I should just be able to roll through these pretty easily. I'm not going to get cocky and try and, you know, roll through two of them at the same time with the spring heal boots. I'd rather just collect my master round. Alright, so it's going to be a 2-cycle here. With no clues about where the secret room is. I am pretty comfy just using the rest of my blanks to guarantee the perfect here. That said, it looks like I'm not even going to need all of them. Sweet. If I get 10 or more from this, that is from the kill, then I can go and pick up Scatter Shot, although I don't really want to. Damn it, I got 10 or more. I've had Scatter Shot a lot recently. Take the Magnum. I think I need, like, possibly another room clear. I wouldn't even be using it as a room clear, right? I'd be using it as a boss clear. Yup. Alright, let's bounce. Go to bullet hell. What are we on? 50 minutes right now? Oh. I have spring heel boots, not the rat boots, right? So I'm actually going to have to walk. Sorry, roll rather than walk. Roll, don't run to your local bullet hell. Alright, Molotovs are open and then heroin. What the? 2 Ashens spawned directly behind me. That's why I don't like Ashens. Ugh, rough stuff. What? I didn't even know that was an option for this room. Oh, I guess it was. Come on, Shelton. You know what? I'm just gonna stand here and watch. Do your damned business. Duke it out. That was a good hit. You should be able to put him on the ground in the next swipe. Very start. Apparently not. Come on, baby good skeleton. Skeleton, sorry. Just in case. Put the enemy back on the ground. I really wanted to get the final hit. Come on. Damn it! Like, I'm purposefully restricting the amount of damage I deal with these heroin shots. Damn it! Helped too much. Alright, Sheltons. Really? There we go. At least you got something. I've got to remember not to be scared of fire because it can't hit me. I've got the sponger. Also probably should have considered throwing that into, that is to say the ammunition, into the mine cutter. It'd be nice if you could level up the baby Skeleton, because it... I don't know. Am I just underestimating it? Is it actually doing, like, a lot more than I'm really giving it credit for, and I'm just, like, not seeing it in some way? How do other people feel about this item? Because I'm already of the opinion that, like, this could be in a green chest. And even in a green chest, I'd probably not be pleased to see it. It's no Space Friend, and Space Friend is in the green chest pool. Okay, no reload for that room. That's my bad. It's a really bad start to that roll in my bad. Hell, I actually could have bailed out of it using the spring heal, and I didn't do that either. Bad hit. That's some bad hit, Harry. Shot grub almost got me. More than happy to drop the big boy here, because I hate that room. It's not difficult, it's just annoying. It's the new candidate for worst room in hell, but for a completely different reason. I don't like when enemies can live through... Well, not when they can live through, right? Because that just makes it sound like, oh, I want to be overpowered. But I don't like it when enemies kind of have a damage cap. Like, you have to hit them a bunch, and then they transform into a different form, and then you have to hit them a bunch again. And there are two Blobulons that do that with varying levels of rigidity in how hard they stick to those rules. And since that's a room that contains all different types of Blobulon, it's a perfect example. This is the worst room in hell, though, so having an immediate room clear for it is lovely. All right. Is that the shortest path I could have taken? No, I could have gone out here and saved myself exactly one room. Still a pretty short path, though. I'm probably going to use Hero in the first section. Really? You had to summon as, like, the second attack you did? At the very least, I charged up my big boy in time to use it to clear all your summons. And now life is pretty grand. I hate this attack mode, but I watched Rito's stream the other day and learned how to dodge it. Now I just have to get good enough at dodging it in that way that I can fire at the same time. Because the way that Last Grey Wolf used to dodge that attack was not working for me. That was just stand far enough away and then stand in exactly the right position so that all of the bullets miss you. Too often I would take damage whilst trying to do that. So thank you, Rito, for the strats. A couple hundred hours in this game and I'm still learning things. Thank you, Spring Heal Boots, for saving me from a possible hit there. I like using the B right now because I can just focus on my own movement. Also hate that attack base. So for the circles, I like to start on like the left-hand side or the right-hand side and then start a step for the first two and then roll back in the other direction. It's pretty safe. What? Okay, one of the temporary bullets on the map there actually hit me. That's kind of terrifyingly sad. So it looks like I'm going to take 1 damage overall to this Lich, because the final section is probably not going to do too much to me. Specifically because I have the big boy, so I can cancel the worst stuff. Alright. Do the attack phase. You know I want that. Ah, I blanked too late. I've shown it before in this series, but if you blank at the right time in that attack phase, you just never take any damage, and it's neat. I'm going to try and justify my Magnum pickup by actually using it here. And that's the big boy for the kill. Picking up the big boy over the Elder Blank was definitely the correct decision. But I had kind of like a sunk cost fallacy. Like, I've spent 2.5 curse to pick this up. So I'd really like to keep it. But considering I already had the other option available, it was just right to go for the big boy. If it cost money to go for the big boy, I think it would have been a much more difficult decision to make. I hope I would have come down on the right side of it, though. So that is another Lich kill. Excellent. And it was kind of a little bit of a bare bones run right up until we got the heroine and the big boy, which kind of carried us through a majority of that. The mine cutter turning up a little later on was also really sweet. The shotgun cola also not to be underestimated. It probably saved me from damage a significant amount of times. We also got all of the 5 master rounds, which is probably in no small part due to the shotgun cola allowing me to dodge certain attacks I otherwise would have had to roll out of the way of, which is a little bit more dangerous because you have to commit to the direction that you're dodging in when you're rolling. Well, for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game? It's been Enter the Gungeon, a farewell to arms. We're going to be playing the Hunter next episode, and hopefully we'll see you then.